We are live, which I can't tell because we do not have a monitor, or so we had some other technical issues as well. But we finally brought this swim meet here, this Mishawaka swim meet between the Cavemen and the Riley Wildcats to you. You Mishawaka Network viewers, thank you very much for, you know, kind of bearing with us for a little bit despite or with the technical issues. Alongside me is someone who's never worn a headset before, Kira Foley. Kira, how do you feel to be on the headset tonight?
I feel pretty good. It's a little bit of a rude awakening. I've never exactly done swimming or watched swimming before, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, hopefully it goes okay. Right now, the official is late, running behind a little bit, has not yet appeared in the room that we're in, so we can't start the meet until that official shows up. So for now, we're just gonna try to, keep going, say whatever we can, do our job, and hope that the official shows up soon. I feel like with every sport, kid, like if you're warming up, like you had to be able to stay fresh because if you sit down for 30 minutes or so, your time as far as swimming can vary so much just because of how loose you are.
Yeah, I'm sure the players aren't happy about having to wait so long and needing to stay loose, but also not wanting to wear themselves out.
Right. So we'll see how it goes. If the official shows up soon, the way things are supposed to go is diving, kicking things off. First starting with girls and then alternating from girls to boys and back and forth, so on. Like we said, until the official makes an appearance here, we can't do anything. But while we got a little bit of time, Kira, your mom works at the school. Your mom is actually my physics teacher.
Yes, she's worked at the school for many years.
How's it been finally as a freshman entering Mishawaka High School, been enrolled and starting your freshman classes? You're just about to wrap up your first semester tomorrow. How does that feel being around the school since you were a young kid?
Man, it's been great. I used to not know the school at all, and it looked huge and like a maze to me when I was a little kid, going in and seeing what life would be like during high school. But now I know all the school, a bunch of the teachers. It's amazing to feel part of the community now. And it's been amazing having my mom here. So many people think that I'd rather not have her, but she's amazing to come and talk to during the day and just be there for me.
Yeah, I bet. I know what you mean. Some people say, "Man, I would never want to go to the same school that my mom or dad or family member works at." I feel like the same way as you. I feel like it'd be kind of nice. If you need somewhere to just eat lunch or go during a study hall or something like that, you got a parent, a relative there to go talk to for a little bit.
Yeah, and it's perfect because I don't even need a locker. I just keep my stuff in her room.
Right, that's perfect. The rest of us had to kind of lug our stuff around.
Yeah, I've definitely had it easy coming. It's especially a culture shock coming here because my school used to be pre-K through 8th grade and it was all one hallway. And the entire school is about 200 kids. So coming to this huge area has been definitely a huge culture shock.
Wow. Well, it looks like we may be able to get things started here eventually. We're hearing some noise from the PA announcer. Yeah, it looks like we are going to get started here. Right now, the PA announcer is going through the lineup for diving between the Wildcats and the Cavemen, naming the names of those who will be diving tonight. The divers are getting prepared to go. I want to thank you guys again for bearing with us, Mishawaka Network viewers, as we were having a number of technical difficulties tonight. But we were able to string some things together and bring to you this Mishawaka Riley swim meet this evening.
Looks like the divers are getting the rundown from the official.
The official, despite his tardiness, is still going through things the way he would throughout any routine swim meet. It's like everything will go according to plan. And in case once again, we don't have a monitor in front of us, but if you're able to see it near the diving boards, you can see a lot of senior banners and balloons and sparkles or whatever you want to call it. Strands of glitter is what comes to mind to me. Senior night tonight, so all seniors are being celebrated. Looks like there's 9 in total throughout the dive and swim team. So congratulations to the divers and the swimmers. So again, the PA announcer is going through his rundown of the lineup tonight. And once we get ready to go, Kira will get us started with our first diver of the night.
All right, first diving for Mishawaka is Bree Anderson. She'll be starting with a 103B forward 1.5 somersault pike 1.7.
Man, what a dive. I know I could not get my body to do that if I wished upon every star that I saw. I cannot be able to do what Bree Anderson just did.
Yeah, neither could I.
With that, maybe we're going, I was told that we were alternating between boys and girls, but perhaps we're going just right down the list.
I believe the next dive will be a 104C forward double somersault tuck 2.2. Or maybe not.
Yeah, I believe maybe think that would be Bree Anderson's second dive, but we're coming up with Malia Moore now. And right here's what dive she just took part in. So that was Malia Moore's 101C forward dive tuck 1.2.
So the next one will be by Zoe Brusicki, a 101C forward dive tuck 1.2.
I apologize for the confusion, viewers. Kira and I were, and we had the understanding that it'd be alternating between boys and girls as far as dive for dive. But we'll be going down with the first dive of the girls from Mishawaka, and then for Mishawaka and Riley, and then the dives for the boy dives for Mishawaka and Riley. I believe right now we are just awaiting the results of those first 2 dives with Bree Anderson and Malia Moore of Mishawaka. So we'll be able to see what or how many points Mishawaka is awarded as far as girls diving of the night.
The dive seemed pretty impressive to me, but of course the judges know more than I do.
Right. Honestly, Kira, any dive to me is impressive. As long as it's executed somewhat properly, it's pretty impressive to me. So a common theme here at tonight's swim meet, the PA announcer for those who are in the audience here that may be watching the broadcast, he is also having technical issues. So like we said, it must be something about this event where we were having a number of technical issues, and now so is the PA announcer in-house. So please, again, bear with us. Mr. Rendell has been going all over trying to fix different pieces of technology throughout the pool. I'm not sure if you consider this a pool room or what you would call it. Maybe, can't call it a gym. maybe pool room. Maybe that's the correct term for it.
Yeah, I think so. I know this area was generously donated by someone, and since then we've been able to use it for swim meets and also for swimming for gym class.
Yeah. And I believe they have just a nice little free lane swim for younger kids. And a number of years ago, when I was first moving to Mishawaka, they had it open for the community. People were able to, they would remove the lanes and people would be able to swim.
Oh, that's nice. I know a number of other schools also use this facility.
Yeah. So quite the resource we have here. Uh,
All right, the next dive will be Zoe Brusicki, excuse me if I pronounced that wrong, with a 101C forward dive tuck 1.2.
Brusicki is a girls diver from Riley High School, a Wildcat competing here at Mishawaka High School tonight.
Looks like the next dive for Riley will be by Leah Milovic, a 102B forward somersault pike 1.5.
So with those last three scores, we had 4.5, 4, and 5, going from Bree Anderson, Moore, and Brusicki. And this one getting quite the round of applause. So now with the boys, Nolan Moore of Mishawaka. He'll start off with his first dive, 103B forward, 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7.
Wow, he got a lot of air on that one.
He did. Your score there, 5.5 from all three judges. So that score I listed for you a second ago with the girls was just that last dive for Zoe Brusicki. We didn't get Milovic, but now Elliot Ryan of South Bend Riley will kick off with his first dive. And the time, or the scores there, 6, 6, and 7 for Ryan. Now, Michael Botello, I apologize if I pronounced that wrong. 101A forward dive straight, 1.4. Botello, also a diver from South Bend Riley. And his scores will be from the three judges, 5, 4.5, and 6. And now Sebastian Van Skyhawk of Mishawaka, one of the seniors, celebrated this evening with the 103 forward, 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. We'll await the scores from the judges. 5.5, 5, and 5.
Next up for Mishawaka is Bree Anderson again for a 104C forward double somersault tuck 2.2. Now we await the scores. Looks like she got a 4.5, a 4, and a 4 from the three judges. Next is Malia Moore's second dive for Mishawaka, a 102B forward somersault pike 1.5. The three judges have awarded her a 4.5, a 4, and a 5. Zoe Brusicki for South Bend Riley's second dive will be a 102C forward somersault tuck, 1.4.
I just received word from Riley Sproles, a swimmer from Mishawaka, that this is called a natatorium. Not a pool room, but a natatorium. So thank you very much, Riley.
Good to know. Next up, diving for South Bend Riley is Leah Milovich. Her second dive will be a 103B forward 1.5 somersault pike, 1.7. Wow, a lot of applause from the audience for that one. The judges have awarded her a 5, a 5, and a 6.
Starting with boys back again. Got Nolan Moore. 302C reverse somersault tuck, 1.6. We await the scores from the three judges here on Moore's dive. 5.5, 5.5, and 4.5. Now Elliot Ryan of South Bend Riley, his second dive. 104B, forward double somersault, pike, 2.3. I apologize for Nolan Moore's dive. I had something on my notes that I didn't quite read thoroughly. It's that dive by Ryan kicks off. Nolan Moore's second dive was a 105C, forward, 2.5 somersault tuck. Now Ryan scores there. 5, 5.5, and 5.5. Now for Michael Botello of South Bend Riley. His second dive, 103C forward, 1.5 somersault tuck, 1.6. His scores 4.5, 4.5, and 4. Now for Sebastian Van Skyhawk of Mishawaka, his second dive. He'll be performing the 104B forward double somersault pike, 2.3. His results from the judges, 4.5, 4, and 4.
Now we're back to girls. For Mishawaka, Bree Anderson will be doing her third dive, a 403C inward 1.5 somersault tuck, 2.2. Anderson received a 5.5, a 4, and a 5. Next, for Mishawaka, Malia Moore, on her third dive, she will be doing a 201A back dive straight, 1.7. Daniel. Next for South Bend Riley, Zoe Brusecki. Her third dive will be a 301A reverse dive straight 1.8. She received a 3, and a 2 from the judges. Next up for South Bend Riley, Leah Milovich. Her third dive will be a 302C reverse somersault tuck 1.6. The judges have awarded her with a 5.5, a 6.5, and a 5.5.
Now with the boys diving, their third dives, Nolan Moore performing the 302C reverse somersault tuck 1.6. Is awarded from the judges 5.5, 6, and 6. Total of 28 points. Now with Elliot Ryan of South Bend Riley, he'll be performing the 303C forward 1.5 somersault tuck 2.4. Kira, I've learned something from our very own Mr. Rendell about the scores. Don't completely understand it as Ryan is about to perform his dive. We'll see the scores, and I'll kind of explain it as they come up. The judges will award Ryan 5, 6, and 7. So with those scores, they add them up. So that'd be a combined 18 and an 18 flat, and then they multiply it by the degree of difficulty, which is 2.4, which awards him a 37.8. It's quite complicated.
Yes, very good to know.
But we will keep it as simple as possible since we aren't extremely familiar with this. Now Michael Botello of South Bend Riley performing the 302C reverse somersault tuck 1.6. See what the judges award him with. Scores of 3.5, 4.5, and 4.5. Rounding out with the boys' third dive, Sebastian Van Skyhawk of Mishawaka. He would be performing the 202C back somersault tuck 1.5. So Van Skyhawk rounding out the boys' third dive. We'll see his scores here. 6, 4.5, and 5.5, rounding out to be a total of 24.
We're back to Mishawaka girls, and for Bree Anderson's fourth dive, she will be doing a 203C back 1.5 somersault tuck 2. Now we await the judges. Anderson was awarded a 5.5, 5.5, and 5.5. Her total score of 33. Next will be Malia Moore from Mishawaka. Her fourth dive will be a 202B back somersault pike 1.6. Her scores are a 5, a 4.5, a 5.5, and a total of 24 points. Next for Zoe Brusicki for South Bend Riley, her fourth dive will be a 401C inward dive tuck 1.4. She is awarded a 4.5, a 5, and a 5.5 for an overall total of 21 points. Next diving for South Bend Riley is Leah Milovich. Her fourth dive will be a 5122D forward somersault 1 twist free 1.9.
Quite a mouthful there.
Definitely. A lot of numbers and words on this page.
Yeah.
Her scores are 5.5 across the board from each judge and an overall score of 31.35.
Turning our attention to boys diving, their fourth dives. Kicking it off once again with Nolan Moore of Mishawaka. His dive 401C inward dive tuck 1.4. We apologize for the lack of analysis when it comes to these dives. We're not completely aware of the techniques. He's awarded a 5.5, 5.5, and a 6. After some brief explanation from Mr. Randall, we learned a little bit. We know enough to tell you what scores they were given and what their total score is. Elliot Ryan of South Bend Riley, his dive, the 304C reverse double somersault tuck. And that was a 2.1. And he's given a 6 across the board from all three judges. Now, Botello of Riley, 401C inward dive tuck 1.4 for his fourth dive.
I think it's safe to say, Daniel, that the audience is learning along with us here.
I think you're right. I would go as far as say is they know about as much as we do, with Botello being awarded 4, 3, and 4.5. They're just kind of here to support whoever is doing this, participating in diving. It's part of their family or friend group. Now Sebastian Van Skyhawk with his fourth dive of the evening, 401C inward dive tuck 1.4. Wait for the judge's score. Once again, with the analysis, I'm not really sure what to say. 5.5, 4, and 5 from the judges.
We're back to girls, and for Mishawaka, Bree Anderson will be doing her fifth dive, a 202A back somersault straight 1.7. She's awarded a 6 across the board from all judges for an overall total of 30.6 points. Next up, Malia Moore will be diving for Mishawaka. Her fifth dive will be a 401C inward dive tuck 1.4. She's received a 5.5, a 6, and a 4.5 for an overall total of 22.4. Next is Zoe Brusecki for South Bend Riley. Her fifth dive will be a 201A back dive straight 1.7. She has received a 5 across the board from all judges and an overall score of 25.5. Next up for South Bend Riley, Leah Milovich's fifth dive will be a 203C back 1.5 somersault tuck 2. Again, I don't know much about diving, but she did go around a bunch of times, so it's very impressive.
It is.
Her scores are a 4.5, a 5, and a 5.5 for an overall score of 30.
Now back to boys diving. Their fifth. Noah Moore of Mishawaka. His dive being performed 403C inward 1.5 somersault tuck 2.2. Dive starts and finishes there.
That looked like it hurt.
Yes, it did. Not sure if it was executed properly. That's hard to do. Given a 4, 3.5, and 2.5, overall score of 22. Now with Elliot Ryam of South Bend Riley, his fifth dive, 401B inward dive pike 1.5. Not sure if that was a good dive or not, but it looked pretty nice. Given a 7, 7.5, and 7, so maybe we're right. Maybe that was a good dive.
It's very impressive.
32.25 is his total score. And now for Michael Botello of South Bend Riley, his fifth dive, 201A back dive straight 1.7. A lot of bravery inside these divers to be able to have their back face to the water as they're about to jump off of a diving board.
To be honest, I wouldn't be able to dive front forward.
Yeah, and I don't think I would have the bravery to put my back towards it and then jump. Given a score of 3, 4, and 4.5 from the judges, award an overall score of 19.55, rounding it out for our boys' fifth dive. Sebastian Van Skyhawk is 403C inward 1.5 somersault tuck 2.2 awaits. That was a pretty dive.
That was.
See what he's given here. 6.5, a 6, and a 5. Overall of 38.5. Now we'll kick it off over to you, Kira.
All right, now the divers will be doing their last dives of the evening. We're starting with girls. Mishawaka's Bree Anderson will be doing her last dive, a 301B reverse dive pike 1.7. She's given a 6, a 6.5, and a 7.5 for an overall total of 34 points. Next for Mishawaka, Malia Moore's last dive will be a 5-1-2-2-D forward somersault 1, twist free 1.9. Bit of a mouthful there. We're now awaiting the judges. She's been given a 4, a 4, and a 5 for an overall score of 24.7. Zoe Brusicki for South Bend Riley's next. Her last dive will be a 202C back somersault tuck 1.5. She's been awarded a 4, a 5, and a 5.5 for an overall score of 21.75. Next up for South Bend Riley, Leah Milovich. Her last dive will be a 5-2-2-3-D back somersault 1.5 twist free 2.3. And this will round it out for the girls diving. Lots of applause from the audience. Let's see her scores. A 6.5, a 6, and a 6.5. Her overall score is 43.7, a bit higher than the average we've seen tonight.
Yeah, Kara, we've seen a few 7s on both the boys and the girls' side. Never an 8 so far. Good dives are difficult to come by. It's become apparent. Now, Noah Moore, 5-2-2-5-D, back somersault, 2.5 twist free 2.7. Noah Moore, his last dive of the night, awaits the score. He'll be given a 4.5, a 5, and another 4.5. Overall score of 37.8. Now we kick it off to Elliot Ryan of South Bend Riley, his final dive of the night as well. 204C, back double somersault tuck 2.0. Not a bad dive. Next up, we'll have Botello of Riley, his final dive of the night, 5-2-1-1-A. Actually, we'll continue on that in a second. He's given a score of 5, 5.56, total of 33. That was Botello, or excuse me, that was Ryan. Those were his scores. Now Botello here to dive. 5-2-1-1-A, back dive, 1.5, or 1/2, twist straight, 1.8. Man, these are a lot of numbers and words to keep track of with just a few divers. But we got there eventually. Botello with his dive, awaiting his score. Given a 5, a 5.5, and a 4.5. Total score of 27. Our final diver of the night, boy or girl, Sebastian Van Skyhawk of Mishawaka. His final dive of 5-1-1-1-A, forward dive, half twist. See how he does, add to Mishawaka's diving total. Waits to see the scoreboard's results. He's given a 6, a 5, and another 5. Total score of 28.8. With that, I believe Don't quote me on this. I think we'll have a 40-minute break before we get to the swimming portion of the evening. I think we're right here. We'll wait for the signal from our boss, Mr. Matt Rendell, to completely give you guys and ourselves a break. But we saw a lot of diving there. We saw a lot of diving.
A lot of dives. It's very complicated. Each one is very detailed, and the judges, let's just say, with the scores we saw tonight, the judging is very harsh.
Yeah.
I don't believe we saw an 8 that entire time, did we, Daniel?
I don't think we did, Kira. We saw a lot of 7.5s and things like that. But, I shouldn't say a lot. We saw a few 7.5s, a few more 7s, but a lot of 6s and 5s.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what the swimming scoring comes up to be. I believe it's just as simple as first, second, third place, and so on. I don't have too much knowledge, but I had to say I do watch Olympic swimming whenever it comes around. I tuned in heavily to the Paris Olympics, watched a lot of U.S. swimming, so.
Yeah, I did too. I like just switching to the Olympics channel and seeing whatever's on, and swimming is a very popular one for the Olympics, surprisingly. Thanks. Are they running commercials? So we're gonna take turns introducing the seniors.
I'll put in order here.
Okay.
So. All right, welcome back to Mishawaka's Natatorium. We're about to bring to you Senior Night. Senior divers and swimmers being celebrated. We'll get it started here. Starting off with America Gonzalez, escorted by her mom, Mary Gonzalez, and dad, Victor Gonzalez. She's been on the team for all 4 years of her high school career. She plans to study business in a 4-year college and focus on creating her own business. Her favorite memory is pretending to be mermaids during underwater kick sets with friends.
Next, we have Chloe Rice. She's escorted by her mother, Laura, and her father, Billy. She's been on the team for 2 years, and after high school, she plans to go to college to get a degree in social work to end up helping the homeless in any way. Her favorite memory is when they played a fake game of softball before the Goshen meet with a pool noodle and small volleyball.
Interesting memory. That sounds fun, actually.
That does.
Next up, Lily St. Clair, multi-sport athlete, escorted by her mom, Casey St. Clair, dad, Jeremy St. Clair, and her nana, Rena Horman, I believe. Years on the team, too. She's been on the team since her junior year. Plans after high school are attending Mississippi State University to major in food science with a concentration in pre-med. Her favorite memory, making remixes and singing them with Camila on the bus.
The next senior is Audrey Wandling. She's escorted by her mother, Diane, her father, Michael, and her brother, Thomas. She's been on the team for 3 years, and after high school, plans to attend and swim at the University of Evansville. Her favorite memory, painting everyone's nails pink before sectionals last year.
Next up, we have Camila Ramirez Cajita, escorted by her mom, Mary Cruz Ramirez, and dad, Ricardo Ramirez, brother and sister. She's been on the team for 2 years, and her plans after high school are to study kinesiology at Calvin University, plus play softball there. Her favorite memory is play fighting with Alexa.
Next up is Kimberly Serrano. She's escorted by her mother, Maria, and her father, Herminio, I believe. She's been on the team 3 years, and after high school, she plans to go to college and major as a pediatric nurse. Her favorite memory, all of sophomore year, swimming with all the boys, and especially with Ava and Carmen, and meeting Brian. Sounds like she made a lot of friends over her years at the swim team.
Next up, senior Lily Dawson, been on the team for 2 years. Her plans after high school are to go to Ivy Tech and get her degree in radiation therapy. Her favorite memory is the 400 free relay against Goshen that they ended up winning as a Mishawaka team. Lily Dawson is not here tonight, but we'll go ahead and move on to our next senior.
Next senior is Sebastian Van
Skyhawk.
Skyhawk, okay. He's escorted by his mother and father. He's been on the team for 1 year, and after high school, he plans to open his own business as a locksmith. His favorite memory is being goofy as a team.
Next up, Mishawaka's Nolan Moore. He's escorted by his mom, Amanda Pierce, and dad, Eric Moore, and Malia Moore, his sister. He's been on the team for just 2 months. This is his first year. He's planning after high school to become a carpenter. And his favorite memory is to try new stuff and watching Malia smack. I'm not sure what that means, but that was his response. His favorite memory. And I think that's going to round it out for our seniors tonight. Congratulations to the swimming and diving seniors for making it this far and being a part of the swim and dive team.
No, it's a very special night for them, and I hope they enjoy it.
As do I. So after the senior night celebration that just took place, I believe we're going to have a 30-minute break as the swim team needs to warm up. After that break, we'll get started with the swimming events, which means we'll see you in about 30 minutes.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to another conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, we're creeping up on holiday time. Exciting time to be a part of the association, but more than anything, we want to give thanks to everyone all those stations that bring you the show every week, and everyone who makes this all possible. Eddie Garrison, everyone else with Radio 1 that makes this happen, and to you, to your staff, and everybody involved. And we can never thank enough what the individual athletic directors, coaches, administrators, principals, superintendents, everyone down, fans, everybody involved who make high school sports an enormously important part of the fabric of life in Indiana.
That's exactly right, Coach. And, first of all, thanks to everybody that you just mentioned, because this is, in sport, we learn to celebrate as a team. In Indiana, it's certainly a team when it comes to the protection and the support and the development of high school athletics in the state. And so, but what I'm so proud about, too, is, people, they don't just go to work. They learn. They go out and try to figure out how to do things better. And I'm actually spending some time with the athletic directors from around the country. But I spent a day recently with my counterparts in the Midwest, the executive directors and commissioners of states that go from the Dakotas up through the Great Lakes and over to Ohio, and we spend an entire day just talking about education-based athletics and what's working well in their states, and we talk about what's working well in Indiana, and we learn from each other as you do in a team setting. And then we have, I think, 75 athletic directors down here in Austin, Texas, learning how to get better at their craft. And a lot of people think ADs just go to games, and just show up. And I know you were one too, Coach.
Right.
Because the only time they ever see an athletic director is at an event, but they don't see him at the school on a daily basis and bus duty and all the things that they try to do to provide a quality experience for children in this state. And so, and I think Indiana has the largest contingent of athletic directors here at this conference. And again, it's about getting better.
Well, I'm not surprised to hear that we have the largest number because, we're pretty provincial in the state of Indiana. We truly believe that we do things a lot better than everyone else. But we've learned a lot of important lessons from our colleagues. And I think one of the things that people don't understand is that this is a labor of love. If you started to pay coaches and administrators and athletics in our high schools on an hourly basis, they wouldn't be. You'd be stunned the amount of hours that they put in. I mean, it is a labor-intensive occupation, and seldom do they get the recognition that they so richly deserve.
No, that's exactly right. And for somebody to be successful out there, there has to be a family commitment. It's just not the athletic director wears a male or a female athletic director. It's their spouse. It's their children. It's their grandparents. There's a lot of places we go that their entire family is helping running an athletic event for their kids and,
right.
Or for the kids of that school. And that's what makes this special. But sometimes, Coach, and this is one thing that makes it tough, it also comes because they put themselves in the eye of the public, what I would call an unfair criticism of time of people who really don't know what they do and how much passion they do it with. And so those are the tough parts of this job, but we have phenomenal people in this state doing this work.
Commissioner, I echo your sentiments wholeheartedly. I wish you and the Neidig family a very Merry Christmas. I wish the same for your staff and everybody involved in high school athletics in our state at whatever level, whatever capacity. Enjoy the holidays. Please be safe. And when you get a chance, get out there and support the student athletes in your community. Commissioner Neidig, have a great holiday.
You too, Coach. Have a great holiday with your family.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
a single flirt.
But Santa dear, we're in a hurry, so climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas love. We need a little music,
Need a little laughter.
need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little snappy, happy ever after. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
until after the anthem. All right, and welcome back, viewers. Kira and I will be now doing commentary for you regarding the swimming portion of the evening. Looking forward to this one. A part of swim meets that we're a little bit more familiar with, Kira and I. So we'll see how we do. Keep in mind what we'll be doing, the approach we'll be taking to these events here is we'll let the timer take place, hear the beep, and as the swimmers dive into the water and begin the event, either Kira or myself will name who's all swimming and what lane they are in. Getting ready to go here. It'll be kind of interesting here. Some people that I know that swim, be able to see them, take part in an event.
Yeah, I know some others that are on the swim team, and it's fun to see them doing their sport for the first time. Swimming's not necessarily a very popular, recognized sport, especially in high school. Football and basketball are often the more ones with more crowds that show up, but swimming really is an interesting sport, and it's good to see all the classmates that have come out to support the fellow students.
100%, completely agree. I would argue that swimming is one of the more difficult sports that they offer here at Mishawaka. It takes an unbelievable toll on your body. Results, obviously, are pretty great because you get very, very in shape. But the process of getting there is certainly physically taxing at times, I'm sure.
I know the hardest part for swimming for me would definitely be getting into that cold water.
Completely agree. All right, the event has begun. Girls 200-yard medley. Mishawaka in lane 3 for their relay. Malia Moore, Lana Smith, Chloe Rice, Kyla Brown, representing Mishawaka once again in lane 3. Lane 4, Riley, Leah Milovich, Chloe Whitmer, Stella Mowry, and Ann Gray. Mishawaka in lane 5, Cassie Creech, Kahita Ramirez. And then we've got Audrey Wadling and Lily St. Clair. For Riley in lane 6, we've got Ainsley Gray, Meg Freitag, Katie Belmares, and Lexi Jenkins. And for our next event, Kira Foley will be giving you the participants and the event name and so on.
I believe the 200-yard medley is 4 groups of 4. Each person in the group goes down and back once, and then the next person in that group goes.
Yep. That is essentially how it works. 25-meter pool, go down and back. Each swimmer gets 50 meters worth of swimming in. They hand it off to their teammate. Closing in, just starting off with 2 minutes here. Just hit the 2-minute mark.
If you're unfamiliar to swimming or confused with any of these events, don't worry, we'll be here explaining it with you since we learned about them just a short minute ago.
Riley's lane 4 will take first place as they finish up. Finishing second in lane 3 is Mishawaka's one set of relay. In lane 3, once again, Mishawaka plays second. First place time is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Excuse me, I believe that is the time. Maybe not. You know what? We'll get this figured out here shortly. And all 3 relays have finished. Awaiting to see scoreboard here. Waiting for the score to update it. Wildcats and Cavemen high-five each other. It's a sign of good sportsmanship. So, scratch that lane 6 Stat Riley relay with Ainsley Gray, Meg Freitag, Lexi Jenkins, and Katie Belmaris will win that one. Now we head to our second event. Kira, who do we got?
This is the boys 200-yard medley relay. In lane 4 is Riley. Representing Riley is Landon Eckelberry, Patty Chapman, Isaac Riem, and Elliot Riem. In lane 5 is Mishawaka. Representing Mishawaka is Cameron Greer, Caden Siders, Isaac Greer, and Sebastian Van Skyhawk. In lane 6 is Riley. Representing them is Braden Belladin, Quinn Walker, Seth Bartmez, and Abram Igierski.
So Kira just received word that in that first event, last one, the girls 200-yard medley relay, lane 3, which featured Mishawaka's Moore, Smith, Rice, and Brown, they were disqualified due to a false start. Coming down to the home stretch here, approaching 2 minutes now. The crowd really getting into this boys' 200-yard medley relay. Home stretch.
There's a lot of screaming here tonight.
Lanes 3 and 4, 4 and 5, excuse me, getting after it. Riley's lane will finish first. So lane 4 of Riley will win that event. Score with a time rather of 150.12. Congratulations to Riley. Next up, event 3 girls 200-yard freestyle. Starting it off in lane 3, we got from Mishawaka, Kimberly Serrano. Lane 4, Riley and Gray. Lane 5, Mishawaka's Alyssa Campbell. 6, Riley's Lou Brzeski, excuse me. And then lane 7, we've got Camila Ramirez from Mishawaka. Camila Cajita Ramirez. Gonna get that name right eventually. By the end of the night, I'll have it down pat. So again, with these 200-yard events, swimmer has to go 8 lengths. So back and forth. One back is a length, 1/4 is a length. So they're going there and back.
This sport is definitely one of endurance.
100%. We were talking to some fans, Kira and I, and a former swimmer was talking to us about how some swimmers that are a little bit on the more less experienced end tend to be slower, and sometimes in that 500 event that will be approaching us soon, those swimmers tend to last, or they tend to take about 8 to 10 minutes to finish up, which is quite a long time to be in the water. So like you said, certainly a sport of endurance, one that you really, really have to stay locked in during and, try to finish strong.
I think it's also definitely one of great skill. As you said, the less experienced players take a longer time. Sorry, not players, but the less experienced athletes take a long time. So I believe that as you progress and you move forward and do more practicing, and the longer you're in the sport, and the techniques you learn, the faster you get and the better you perform overall.
Right, it's a lot about getting that technique, muscle memory down, I believe. The more and more you do it, the more fluently and naturally it'll become, the quicker you'll become. Swimmers on the scoreboard end of the pool cheering on their teammates.
There are definitely a lot of great supporters at this event tonight.
Waiting for our final swimmer to finish up. In lane 5, that's Alyssa Campbell of Mishawaka. The final swimmer that needs to finish here.
Teammates are cheering her on at the other end. That's a great thing to see.
Good sportsmanship is certainly certainly something that you want to be displayed at any sporting event you attend or are a part of. So lane 4 from Riley and Gray will win that one. 217.34. She'll win it. Kira, what do we have for our next event coming up?
All right, for event number 4 is the boys 200-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we'll get to the introductions once they have kicked off. Looks like there's a hold up here.
Perhaps some scores getting straightened out. Coaches giving final words. Not sure.
Looks like it's been straightened out and we're ready to go. All right, now in lane 2 for Riley, we have Abram Igierski. In lane 3, representing Mishawaka, is Cameron Greer. In lane 4 for Riley, we have Dominic Vital Richard. In lane 5 for Mishawaka, we have Bryce Burris. And then in lane 6 for Riley, we have Quinn Walker. And in lane 7, we have Will Scarlett.
I believe Will Scarlett is a member of the Trinity swimming team. This is what I think.
I believe so. I believe Trinity and Riley are together.
Yeah. And he's the only swimmer on our heat sheet that's from Trinity.
This is not yet official, but from what I can read on the scoreboard, it looks as if lane 7 has placed first. Again, we'll know for sure at the end when the judges finalize the scores.
Certainly had to see. I'm not really sure how the scoreboard works because I do see a first place. I see a 6th. I did see a 5-2, but not now. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. Now I see a 1, 2, and a 3. It kind of just keeps going one way or the other.
Looks like lane 7, Will Scarlett, is first place for the time of 1:52.35. This is the one Trinity in the entire, one person representing Trinity in this entire meet.
So Scarlett will go ahead and get the win there in that 200-yard freestyle. Now the girls 200. In lane 3, we got Audrey Wandling. In lane 4 from Riley. Wandling is from Mishawaka. In lane 4, we've got Stella Mowry. In lane 5, we've got Mishawaka's Alana Smith. And in lane 6, we've got Riley's Leah Milovich, excuse me. We'll see how they fare out here. We apologize for so much dead space. Again, we're not really able to provide too much analysis due to the fact that we don't have much knowledge on the sport. But it seems that Riley definitely has the edge in this meet so far, specifically the swimming portion of it.
Now the swimming each of these swimmers are doing, it may look straightforward and pretty simple, but each of the strokes they use are different and have different names and different ways to do them. I learned this when I did swimming in my gym class. I was doing an assignment and we had to research all the different swim strokes, and it was very complicated and complex, and there were a lot of different techniques and ways to do things.
Home stretch as we meet the 2-minute 45-second mark.
Looks like lane 3 is placed first.
In lane 3 is Audrey Wandling. Second, finishing just after her. She won by a pretty large margin. In lane 6, that was Leah Milovich. Placing third. In lane 4, Stella Mowry. Right now, placing fourth. We've got in lane 5, Landa Smith and Mishawaka. We're still waiting, actually, for lane 5 to finish. She's given fourth place, but the time was up. That wasn't accurate quite yet. She's yet to finish. But now she will. So your winner of that girls 200-yard IM is Audrey Wandling.
Always good to see Mishawaka take a first place. All right, looks like our next event, event 6, is the boys 200-yard IM. We've got 3 swimmers here. In lane 2, competing for Riley, is Elliot Ream. In lane 4, also competing for Riley, is Seth Bartmas. And in lane 6, also competing for Riley, is Henry Ponder. Looks like we have no Mishawaka students in this race.
So Elliot Ryan, lane 2, taking the first place spot.
Just been told by a fan that interesting fact that each swimmer can only compete in 4 events, and diving does count as an event. So these swimmers can only compete in 3 of these events if they've previously dived.
And Ryan is one of those swimmer/divers. He did dived 6 times early on for Riley, and he also just swam for Riley and won an event, won the 200-yard IM.
Looks like first place is lane 2, Elliot Ream, with a time of 2:36:50. In second place is lane 6, and in third place is lane 4.
So here we'll get started with the girls' 50-yard freestyle. In lane 2, we've got Katie Belmares of Riley. Lane 3, we've got Lily St. Clair of Mishawaka. In lane 4, we've got Lexi Jenkins of Riley. In lane 5, we've got Alexa Davis of Mishawaka. In lane 6, we've got Ainsley Gray of Riley. And in lane 7, we've got Chloe Rice of Mishawaka. So again, 50-yard. It's just down and back once. This one is going to be a quick finish. We already see a lot of people finishing quickly here.
That was a very quick event compared to the others.
First place, they say lane 7. That's Chloe Rice of Mishawaka taking the first place award there. Chloe Rice, congratulations, Mishawaka swimmer. Rounding it out with 29 seconds. 52 milliseconds.
Next up, we have, for event 8, the boys 50-yard freestyle.
I believe that will be our last event of the night, as diving is... Oh, no, actually, we'll have one more. Scratch that. We're not getting out of here yet. We'll have one more girls' event. Maybe even more. Let's check our heat sheet a little bit more. No, we are not done. We will not
I
be
believe we have many more. All right, in lane 2, Brandon Belden from Riley. In lane 3, Nolan Moore from Mishawaka. In lane 4, Landon Eckelberry from Riley. In lane 5, Doug Hill from Mishawaka. In lane 6, Isaac Ream from Riley. And in lane 7, Isaac Greer from Mishawaka. Looks like lane 4 took the first place. Let's see, lane 4 is Landon Eckelberry from Riley.
These 500-yard events go by pretty fast.
The winner of event 8 boys 50-yard freestyle in lane 4 from Riley, 25:81, Landon Eckelberry.
Eckelberry finished with a time of 25 seconds and 81 milliseconds.
Next up, we have the girls' 100-yard butterfly event. But right now, we're going to have about a 20-minute break for warm-ups for swimmers of the next events. We'll be back with the start. To start, we'll have the girls' 100-yard butterfly event. For now, we'll take a little break. Be back with some more swim here on the Mishawaka Network.
single flirt.
But Santa dear, we're in a hurry, so climb down the chimney, turn on the brightest string of lights I've ever seen. Slice up the fruitcake, it's time we hung some tinsel on that evergreen bough. For I've grown a little leaner, grown a little colder, grown a little sadder, grown a little older, and I need a little angel sitting on my shoulder. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas now. We need a little music.
A little laughter.
Need a little singing, ringing through the rafter, and we need a little steppy, happy ever after. Need a little Christmas, need a little Christmas now.
Forte Waterproofing is celebrating over 60 years of satisfied customers. Experience, innovation, hard work, confidence, pride, honesty, integrity, determined, committed to achieve excellence. Fix it with Forte, fix it for good.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
This game is 100 years in the making.
Mishawaka,
Brazil.
1924? That's a long time ago.
We're the Red Devils.
We're the Maroons. High school basketball just means more down south.
High school basketball is important up here.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss this.
You don't want to miss January 4th.
Indiana's known for their basketball.
You've seen so many great players in these past 100 years from Indiana, and just being able to culminate all of that in one game, I don't know why you wouldn't want to go see it.
Be there.
Some see a wrestling match. We see a 6-minute lesson in grit. Some see a coach sending a runner home. We see a mentor guiding a student athlete into the future. Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
All right, we apologize. Welcome back to the Mishawaka Network, where we bring to you the swim meet between the Mishawaka Cavemen and the Riley Wildcats. We apologize. We overestimated the break length.
I believe they started early.
They did, yes. But we missed the result of the girls' 100-yard butterfly.
I believe I heard it was lane 4, Chloe Whitmer for Riley won that.
Yep.
Now we're on to the boys' 100-yard butterfly. In lane 2, we have Dominic Vital Richard for Riley. We have Patty B. Chapman for Riley in lane 4. And in lane 5, we have Caden Siders for Mishawaka. And then in lane 6, we have Michael Botello for Riley.
Let's see, lane. I'm not sure who's really in the lead. I believe be lane 4 with Patty Chapman of Riley. Yeah, he just finished. He'll take first place. Keep in mind, viewers, that the 100-yard events are 4 lengths of the pool.
Looks like Chapman finished in first with a time of 54.88. That's a great distance away from the second place finisher, who was over a minute, 1 minute and 5 seconds.
So Chapman winning, like you said, by quite the margin.
Looks like the Mishawaka swimmer, who was in lane 5, finished in 4th place.
It'll be Caden Siders. And we'll go ahead and move on to girls 100 freestyle, our 13th event of the night. Kicking it off in lane 2, we've got Ainsley Grave of Riley, Cassie Creech in lane 3 of Mishawaka. In lane 4 is Zoe Brusecki, Zoe Brusecki of Riley in lane 4. In lane 5, Lily St. Clair of Mishawaka. And in lane 6, Meg Freitag of Riley. The 100-yard freestyle will go by fairly fast. It's 4 lengths of the pool, and freestyle is somewhat basic swimming. Obviously, to do it at a fast pace is not as simple, but it will go faster than most events.
The rest of this meet looks like it's going to be fairly quick, except for the 2 500 yards we have coming up.
St. Clair and Freitag neck and neck at lanes 5 and 6. Riley and Mishawaka going at it. Looks like Freitag has the edge right now. Closing in. And she'll finish. Lily St. Clair will follow just seconds behind. So Meg Freitag of Riley will take first place in that girls 100-yard freestyle event. So Riley gets another first place swimmer on the board.
That was a very close between Mishawaka and Riley there. Our next event, event 14, will be the boys 100-yard freestyle. This event is the same as the previous one that just finished, except with the boys.
The next event is the boys 100-yard freestyle.
Taking their podiums, and they're off. So in lane 3, we have Doug Hill for Mishawaka. In lane 4 for Riley, we have Brandon Belledin Excuse me if I mispronounced that. In lane 5, we have Bryce Burris for Mishawaka. And in lane 6, Henry Ponder for Riley. Looks like lane 6, Henry Ponder is in the lead right now. We're approaching the minute mark. And that'll be lane 6, Henry Ponder for Riley, who takes first place with a time of 1 minute and 9 seconds. Sorry for the delay there. The scoreboard keeps switching around on us.
Winner in event 14, the boys 100-yard freestyle, lane 6 from Riley, 109.39, Henry Ponder.
So up next, we'll have quite the lengthy event. And right after that, we'll have the boys' version of it. Coming up is the girls' 500-yard freestyle. So throughout this 500-yard freestyle, we talk about a lot of things. Some do not have to do with swimming, as this event is rumored to take quite a long time. But you know what? We're prepared for it. We're ready to go. Only 3 swimmers in this event. Head official is meeting with the scorers table, getting things evened out.
No, it doesn't surprise me that there are only 3 swimmers here. I can't imagine there are many people who are willing to do this feat of endurance, honestly.
Certainly not something I would be signing up for. Swimmers get set. And here we go. In lane 3, we've got Amy Gonzalez of Mishawaka. Lane 4, we've got Lexi Jenkins of Riley. And in lane 5, also from Mishawaka, we've got Kimberly Serrano. While the girls go 20 lengths of the pool, Kira, you and I will talk about what it's like to be on air for swimming meet. We haven't done this in quite some time as a Mishawaka Network program, and you and I have never done this before, swimming, and you've never been on air before, so it's quite the experience for you, huh?
Yeah, I had no idea, and then I came down to the broadcasting room to meet Rendell after school, and he asked me if I wanted to announce swimming, the sport that I've barely ever watched and have no idea how it works. But I'm learning as it goes, and I think it's turning out pretty good.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely kind of a complex thing, something that most people aren't familiar with because, you know, you don't just turn on TV and see swimming every night like you do with basketball or football, which is something that happens multiple times a week. Airs on TV multiple times a week. So you and I kind of went into this a little blind, didn't understand a lot of the rules and some of it, how the scoreboard works. I personally am still not completely aware. But you know what? Like you said, we're figuring it out as we go forward. But anyway, as far as Mishawaka Network, Kara, you're a freshman, so this is your first year in the program. When you signed up for the Mishawaka Network broadcast, well, I guess just the broadcasting class with Mr. Randall, did you know what you were getting into at all?
I had a pretty good idea. I went to the freshman orientation, and I went to the different freshman nights to see all the different courses available, and it was a very helpful experience for me. Rendell walked, everyone did a presentation on what the course and the class was about, and it really struck home for me because I had participated in the speech and debate broadcasting category for many years, and I did very well in it, and so I was hoping to continue that here at this school, and I was very excited to learn that we had a broadcasting program here and excited to dip my toes in the water on what broadcast journalism was all about.
Yeah, no doubt. It's something that's a very, very fun but sometimes difficult field. It's something that involves putting yourself out there, displaying a lot of confidence, a lot of patience, and, you know, it's a lot of trial and error. You never know what's going to work for you at first. And you are doing your first broadcast. I'm doing somewhere in the hundreds right now. And so, obviously, it's a little different, but I want to say that for your first broadcast, you're doing a very, very good job. Your success in the speech and broadcasting department that you were talking about is definitely showing. I can definitely see it. So it's been a pretty, I don't want to use the word fun, but it's been an interesting event to be able to call with you. I'm very thankful that we have a swimming team that's offered for our students here at Mishawaka, but I would not probably come to a swim meet if I didn't have somebody that was swimming in it, or if Mr. Randall said, hey, we got a swim meet where you do commentary for us. So, but you know what? We're here tonight. We're making the most out of it.
Yeah, I know the swimmers, I wouldn't want to be in their position right now because personally I've had a very long day, and the last thing I'd want to be doing is swimming laps in a pool.
Right.
It's been a very tough day and the next day will be a very tough day for all students at Mishawaka High School as we're coming towards winter break and finals are coming up and everyone's studying and worrying about how they're doing on all their tests.
Finals are certainly a stressful time. You know, it's a time period that approaches you twice each school year, and it's a little bit of a kind of a downer for me personally. I think a lot of people feel the same way. It's kind of like, man, we got Christmas break and we got summer break, but we also have finals first to take care of. So it's like you got to take care of business before you get to experience pleasure with breaks from school.
Yeah, I know personally, I've been told many times that, oh, we're so close to break, but I personally have not been able to focus on that very much. I've been too focused on finals, but I had 2 finals today, and those are my only finals. So I'm looking forward to the break now, and I'm very excited to be getting some sleep.
I bet. Now you can just go through the day tomorrow, nice and easy, not really worried about too much. I'm sure most of your teachers will be playing movies and things like that, so it'll be quite relaxed for you. Unfortunately, I have the different case. I probably have the worst final that schools around the country offer. It's a math final. So be studying for that when I get home tonight and finishing up some final projects. But yeah, finals week is stressful, but in a way it's kind of nice for me because once I turn in that final, I feel a lot better. Just, you know, checking another thing off the list.
Yeah, I know as soon as I completed mine today, it was a weight off my chest, and I was finally able to breathe.
Did you have finals back-to-back, or were there classes in between?
Yeah, it was back-to-back. I had a study hall in the morning, though, so I used that time wisely. But then I had my geometry and then bio right after that.
Man, that's that 1-2 punch. That's tough.
Yeah.
I actually had a final test in your mom's class today, and thankfully it went well because AP Physics is a tough course, but we got it done.
Yeah, I've heard it's very challenging.
It certainly can be, but Miss Foley does a great job in teaching it, and she kind of, you know, she does a really good job of taking your mind off the fact that it's a difficult subject, which is really helpful.
I know, much to her delight, I am planning on taking physics in the future.
That's good. That's good.
Now, we've been standing here talking this whole time, and while we've just been able to stand here, I can't imagine what it'd be like this entire, what's on the clock right now, 6 minutes and 38 seconds, just straight swimming. I do not know how they do it. I would never be able to.
Yeah, that's a lot. I can't imagine the fatigue that the three swimmers here are experiencing.
I see their teammates on the sidelines cheering them on. It's always great to see that.
The message being conveyed right now is just keep going. You're almost done. Just get it done. Kind of like finals week. You're almost done. Just finish it out.
Most definitely.
I believe we got a first place finisher now.
Yeah, it looks like lane 4. Who's that?
Lane 4 finishing first in our 500-yard girls freestyle. Lexi Jenkins of Riley finally ends her event here at 7 minutes, 5 seconds, and 1 millisecond.
That is a long time to be swimming.
It is. So with the first place finisher, I'm assuming that our second and third will be approaching us shortly. It's the home stretch. Left to swim are the two Mishawaka swimmers, and Amy Gonzalez and Kimberly Serrano. And in lane 5, we're going to get a finish there. Kimberly Serrano. And now Amy Gonzalez will follow. So your first place winner for that girls 500 freestyle, 500-yard freestyle, is Lexi Jenkins with a final time of 7 minutes, 5 seconds, and 1 millisecond. Like you said, a lot of time to be in the water swimming constantly, no stops.
We're waiting on the official announcement for the winners currently.
The winner of event 15, girls 500-yard freestyle, lane 4 from Riley 7501, Lexi Jenkins. The next event is the boys 500-yard freestyle.
All right, coming up next will be event 16, the boys 500-yard freestyle. This will be just like the previous one, except with boys this time. Hope you're sticking with us. I know it's a very long time, but at least you're not the one swimming.
That's a way to look on the bright side here. That is a positive.
All right, so it looks like in lane 3, we have Cameron Greer for Mishawaka. In lane 4, we have Quinn Walker for Riley. In lane 5, we have Isaac Greer for Mishawaka. And in lane 6, we have Landon Eichelberry for Riley. One more swimmer than the girls had. We have 4 swimmers in this one, but still not that many compared to the other events, and it's no surprise why. Looks like in the lead here is Landon Eichelberry for Riley in lane 6. Close on his heels is Isaac Greer for Mishawaka in lane 5. Looks like it's going to be a battle between these two for first place.
We will see. They certainly have to endure a lot more swimming here to finish this one out. Let's talk about a little bit of Mishawaka Network's whereabouts coming up here. Starting off with Saturday, December 21st, the girls basketball team here at Mishawaka High School will be taking on the Concord Minutemen in the cave. Myself and Cam Stokes, who is participating in photography right now, the two of us will be calling that game. So that should be a fun one. We do have a few other events going on during Christmas break, one of those being the Mishawaka 100-year anniversary basketball game. Boys basketball team will be taking on Brazil on January 4th. It's a 100-year anniversary. It's pretty cool.
I believe there's also a wrestling invite coming up. Big wrestling invite for our wrestling team.
Even before that, before the boys 100-year game, Al Smith, the invite will be taking place, the historic, storied invite that takes place in the cave every single year in honor of Al Smith, legendary Mishawaka coach. We're taking place. It's one of the biggest wrestling tournaments in the state of Indiana. If you have that Al Smith title, it's carried on with you for a long time.
I believe there's also a musical being produced by Mishawaka Network. Is that correct?
Yes, music video was just published this morning. Mr. Randall, myself, and a few other classmates of mine did some work on it. Mr. Randall obviously adding his finishing professional touches on it and publishing that this morning. The Mishawaka Show Choir helped Mr. Randall and participated in a music video over the song "Need a Little Christmas" to provide a little bit more Christmas spirit in the Mishawaka community. So make sure to go check that out on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook, I believe. It's also published on as well.
I personally believe that there is never too much Christmas.
I agree. It's a kind of a short time span, so, you know, when it's finally here, you want to make sure to make the most out of it.
Definitely. It's definitely a bright light in the dark winter months that we're facing right now. I know on the topic of Christmas that the Mishawaka door decorating competition has just wrapped up. A bunch of classes and advisories decorated their doors and they were judged. I do not know who placed first, but I know they were judged and ranked, and I believe my art teacher for Fundamentals of Design, her advisory tied for first place.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Another big sports news tomorrow night, something that I'll be definitely tuning into. The IU Hoosiers, the Indiana University Hoosiers, will be taking on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish tomorrow. And the first game of the college football playoff, the new 12-team college football playoff. Football is obviously a big part of American life, and with the new 12-team college football playoff this year, or this season rather, people are very excited. And the fact that the two teams that were drawn to play each other in that first round being IU and Notre Dame, it's the Battle of Indiana. You know, it's whoever wins that game will have the Indiana football title until they play again. So make sure to tune into that one. That'll be a very fun one to watch. I'm personally very excited as a huge football fan. Kickoff will take place at around 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I know it's a very big game, so I recommend not being out on the streets and driving at that time because it's going to be very busy, filled with people.
Yeah.
I know the ticket prices were insane for the game.
Yes, the highest ticket prices throughout all of the college football playoff. I believe the average was around $750 to $850. So quite a bit of money to have a seat in Notre Dame Stadium, the house that Rockney built. But you know what? It's broadcasted free and 10 TV. If you got it, go watch it.
It looks like we have a first place finisher in lane 6. That would be Landon Eichelberry from Riley.
So first place finisher. When we told you this was going to be a long event, like the girls 500, we weren't lying. It's quite a long event. Nearly 6 minutes was the winning time.
Although, as you'll notice, the boys do take a lot less, oh, not a lot, but a little less time than the girls. I believe the first place finisher for the girls was in the 6-minute range, and the boys here, the first place finisher was 5:42. Looks like the second place finisher is in lane 5. That's Isaac Greer from Mishawaka with a time of 5:54. We've approached the 7-minute mark, and we still have 2. Oh, I believe lane 3 has just finished. Yes, lane 3 takes 3rd place. That's Cameron Greer from Mishawaka with a time of 7:02. Lane 4, Quinn Walker from Riley is just making it to the finish line. And he's done. His teammates cheering him on all along the way. That's a great thing to see. Looks like he finished in 4th place with a time of 7:32.
Coming up next, we'll have the girls 200-yard freestyle relay.
This one should be a lot shorter. We appreciate you sticking with us. You know, those 500 yards were a bit of a doozy, but now we're moving on to some quicker ones.
And those who did stay to watch the whole thing, props to you. We appreciate it. Because I don't know that I would do the same, to be completely honest with you. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and move forward to the girls' 200-yard freestyle relay. In lane 3, we've got from Mishawaka, Alyssa Campbell, Amy Gonzalez, Kimberly Serrano, and Kyla Brown. In lane 4 for Riley, we've got Stella Mowry, Chloe Whitmer, Ann Gray, and Leah Milovich. Lane 5, also Mishawaka, we've got Cassie Creech, Alexa Davis, Chloe Rice, and Kahida Ramirez. Camila and I have weights together, and if I got her name wrong, I'm sure she'll come and say something to me tomorrow. As you said, Kira, this event should go a lot quicker. As it's 8 lengths of the pool as opposed to 20.
This event, I believe, is 3 teams of 4, each person in the group going down and back once. No, I have to say, never watching swimming, I didn't expect relays to be in here. I've always seen swimming as a sort of individual sport, but it's interesting to see how they've worked in group categories as well.
Yeah, very big. I think I may be wrong, but I believe that relays in Olympic swimming is one of the more favored events, because you're able to see 4 swimmers in the Olympics case of one country, 4 of the best swimmers in that country going at it against the 4 best swimmers of the other countries. It's pretty cool to watch, and here you got the 4 best swimmers on the team facing off against the 4 best swimmers on the other team. Sure to be a fun matchup.
Looks like we already have a first place finisher in lane 4.
It's Riley's lane. Their one and only lane in this 200-yard freestyle relay. That lane featuring Stella Mowry, Chloe Whitmer, Ann Gray, and Leah Milovich.
Next up is going to be event 18. It is the boys 200-yard freestyle relay. And same as the previous one, except with the boys. All right, and they're off. Looks like in lane 4 for Riley, we have Elliot Ream, Patty Chapman, Landon Eichelberry, and Dominic Vital Richard. In lane 5 for Mishawaka, we have Cameron Greer, Nolan Moore, Bryce Burris, and Sebastian Van Skyhawk. In lane 6 for Riley, we have Henry Ponder, Michael Botello, Isaac Ream, and Abram Igierski, I believe. hard to tell who's in the lead here since there are so many swimmers exchanging in and out of the water. But I believe number 4 may be leading, which would be Riley.
Kara, I talked about how the relays are considered a little bit more entertaining as far as fans of swimming. I have to say I agree, just because of the intensity, really. You know, you're really relying on your teammate to, you know, put up their best time for that 50 meters, and then the pressure's on you to put up your best 50 meters for your end of the bargain.
Yeah, I agree. Looks like lane 4 is taking first place. That would be lane 4 with Riley. Competing for Riley in that lane is Elliot Ream, Patty Chapman, Landon Eichelberry, and Dominic Vital Richard. They had a time of 1:40. Second place, not too far after, was lane 6, which would be Riley's lane. Henry Ponder, Michael Botello, Isaac Ream, and Abram Igierski. They had a time of 1:58. And now Mishawaka has finished in third place. That's Cameron Greer, Nolan Moore, Bryce Burris, and Sebastian Van Skyhawk. They finished with a time of 2:24.
Next up, we got the girls 100-yard backstroke. Getting this started. Got in lane 3, Alexa Davis of Mishawaka. In lane 4, Chloe Whitner of Riley. In Chloe Whitmer, excuse me. In lane 5, we've got Mishawaka's Cassie Creech. In lane 6, we've got Lou Bruesecki, of Riley. And in lane 7, we've got Lana Smith of Mishawaka.
You know, you mentioned earlier, Daniel, with the diving, how it's very difficult to just trust yourself and dive in backwards, but this is not just diving in back. They're not diving in backwards, but they're doing the swimming totally backwards and having to check behind them constantly for the wall and also wanting to keep the momentum. So this is definitely a very challenging event.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
I know everyone at home probably can't hear it, but there is a lot of screaming for this particular event.
And looks like all the swimmers have wrapped it up. Winner of the girls 100-yard backstroke goes to, in lane 4, Chloe Whitmer of Riley. Final time of 1:07.78.
Next, event number 20 is the boys 100-yard backstroke. We have 3 swimmers in this event. And they're off. In lane 4, swimming for Riley, we have Abram Igierski. In lane 5, swimming for Mishawaka, is Caden Siders. In lane 6, swimming for Riley, we have Patty Chapman. Looks like lane 6 has the lead by a lot here. That would be Patty Chapman from Riley. Wow, this is an incredible lead. Patty Chapman almost a full lap ahead of everyone else.
Quite remarkable. And he'll finish first, too, by quite a bit.
Wow, that's already a finish in lane 6, Patty Chapman, first place with 57 seconds. That is quite impressive. Just about to finish in lane 5 for Mishawaka, Caden Siders. He takes second place. His time is 42 seconds. No, it is 1 minute and 22 seconds. Excuse me. And lane 4, that'd be Abram Igierski for Riley, takes third place with a time of 48:40. And that concludes the event 20, boys 100-yard backstroke.
Next up, we'll have the girls 100-yard breaststroke. Starting off in lane 2, we've got Katie Belmares of Riley. In lane 3, we've got Amy Gonzalez of Mishawaka. In lane 4, we've got Stella Mowry of Riley. In lane 5, we've got Alyssa Campbell of Mishawaka. In lane 6, we've got Meg Freitag of Riley. And in lane 7, we've got Chloe Rice of Mishawaka.
Very close race, but it looks like Stella Mowry for Riley is in the lead. She is lane 4.
Seems like she has quite the lead over everybody else. Like a big lead over everybody else.
Yeah, it started out close, but she's gained a lot of distance in this past few seconds, really. Yeah, what was now close is now she's so far ahead.
Mowry really dominating here. And she'll finish.
That's lane 4, Stella Mowry finishing first with a time of 44:49.
So updated, looks like her final was 1:24 and 9 milliseconds there.
Oh yeah, you have to bear with us. The scoreboard changes quickly. Looks like lane 7 took second place. That's Chloe Rice from Mishawaka. And in third place in lane 6 is Meg Freitag from Riley. Chloe has been performing very well this meet, hasn't she?
Yes, she has. In lane 5, Alyssa Campbell will finish, and that'll do it. We'll move on to the boys 100-yard breaststroke.
Stella Mowry has performed very well as well throughout this competition. All right, now we're moving on to the boys' 100-yard breaststroke. They're taking I do not know what they're called. But now they're off. And in lane 4 is Isaac Ream representing Riley. In lane 5 representing Trinity is Will Scarlett. And in lane 6 representing Riley is Seth Bartmus. Now this is interesting. Will Scarlett is with the Riley team, but he is the only Trinity student on the Riley team. And if I remember correctly, he finished first in the only other event he has competed in. We're now approaching a minute mark. And that is Will Scarlett in lane 5 for Trinity, finishing first. This is the second event so far that he's competed in, and he has won both of them. That's truly remarkable. In second place, lane 4 is Isaac Ream representing Riley. Yet to finish in lane 6 is Seth Bartmus for Riley. Will Scarlett, our first place finisher, his time was 1 minute and 7 seconds. That concludes the boys' 100-yard breaststroke.
All right, event number 23 will get kicked off here shortly. Girls 400-yard freestyle relay.
I believe this is the second to last event.
Yes, it is. In Mishawaka lane 3, we've got Kyla Brown, Alyssa Campbell, Lana Smith, and Amy Gonzalez. Lane 4 for Riley, we've got Ainsley Gray, Zoe Burasecki, Meg Freitag, and Lexi Jenkins. Lane 5 for Mishawaka, we've got Alexa Davis, Kimberly Serrano, Elise Sinclair, Audrey Wandlin.
These next two events will be 400 yards, so not quite as lengthy as the 500 yards, but also not as quick as the 100s we were previously doing.
16 lengths of the pool.
Approaching the minute mark.
Garrett, we were talking about some Mishawaka Network broadcasts coming up. We mentioned on Saturday that the girls basketball team will be taking on the Concord Minutemen, and obviously on December 28th, the Al Smith Invite will take place. Very big wrestling tournament that many will tune into across the state and across the country.
And we hope you'll join us on Mishawaka Network for those events. Looks like lane 4 is leading. That would be Riley's lane, with lane 5 for Mishawaka close on their heels. Once again, I'd like to thank all tuning in on the broadcast and everyone here that actually came to the event. It's been a lengthy night, but everyone showed up, and I'm sure it means a lot to the swim team, especially because it's senior night and a home match, that so many supporters have showed up to cheer them on, and it's such a great encouragement for them, and it's a great thing to see. As I said, with relays, it's kind of hard to tell who's in first place if you're not watching it super closely the whole time, so I am unaware of who's leading currently. Looks like lane 4 may be taking first place. That'd be Riley's lane. Oh, never mind. Riley's not in the lead. You'll have to excuse me. A lot of cheering on from the sidelines for the Mishawaka team. Mishawaka's a very strong swimmer in the water right now. They're closing that gap that existed between them and Riley. The Mishawaka swimmer that is just in the water was very fast and tried to close that gap, but just didn't have enough time to catch up.
First place finisher in lane 4 is the Riley team. Ainsley Gray, Zoe Ruasicki, Meg Freitag, and Lexi Jenkins. Time 4 minutes, 43 seconds, and 51 milliseconds.
Lane 3, Mishawaka, is still finishing. A lot of support from the sidelines as she finishes this out. It's very great to see all the sportsmanship. This will be the last stretch for Amy Gonzalez. And lane 3 has now finished. And that concludes the girls' 400-yard freestyle relay.
Next up, we'll have our final event of the night as that lane 4 Riley team will take the win. Final race, boys 400-yard freestyle relay.
Yeah, event 24 and the last event of the night, the boys 400-yard freestyle relay. There are 2 teams competing in this. And they're off. In lane 4 is Riley's team, comprised of Dominic Vital-Richard, Michael Botello, Brandon Belladini, and Henry Ponder. In lane 5 from Mishawaka, we have Isaac Greer, Doug Hill, Bryce Burris and Caden Siders. Like I said, only 2 teams for this one. Looks like a very close race. Mishawaka just slightly ahead, but that lead can easily be lost. Riley now has that lead.
We apologize for the dead space, but believe it or not, we've nearly run out of things to talk about.
It's definitely been a very long night, very long day. Swimmers just getting out of the water started to slow down at the end, but now we have fresh people with fresh energy and they're going a lot faster. But they too will slow down as the time progresses. Riley's team is currently in the lead. I believe there's one more swimmer left for both teams after these. You know, Daniel, I saw during one of our breaks that a lot of parents had what looked like a party they were getting ready to set up in the Commons. I believe that's for senior night, and I hope all the seniors have a very nice rest after this competition and eat some good food.
Well deserved for sure.
I believe the final swimmers are in the water. And lane 4 has just taken first place. That is Riley's team. That would be Dominic Vital Richard, Brandon Belladine, Michael Botello, and Henry Ponder. They had a time of 4:32. And in second place is lane 5, Mishawaka's team, with a time of 4:48. That would conclude the boys 400-yard freestyle relay, which was the last event of the night.
All right, we've got some of the final team scores. team scores for the girls. The Riley Wildcats defeat the Mishawaka Cavemen, score 92-88. For the boys, the Riley Wildcats defeat the Mishawaka Cavemen, final score 122-46. It's going to do it for tonight's Mishawaka Riley swim meet. Thank you very much. If you stuck with us for the whole time, way to go, man. What a remarkable feat by you. Thank you very much. I'm Danny Phillips. This is Kira Foley right next to me. We appreciate you guys watching and listening to us cover some Mishawaka swim.